Welcome back to the show. We got a great one lined up. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show. You can follow us on Twitter, YouTube, and digperspectives.com for exclusive content. Right now, it is $2.01 trillion market cap for crypto. The market's been bleeding off for the last week and a half, I guess, off by 1.4, 54,100 plus for Bitcoin, 2,200 plus for Ethereum, 118 billion plus market cap for Tether, 34 billion plus market cap for USDC. XRP is 52 cents, off 1.1 to 24, but we're off 6.06% on the 7-day, much like the rest of the market. The range of price between 53, 54 cents, we are right there in the middle. We'll keep an eye on it. Things aren't moving around a bunch today, so we will watch what's going on. But look, we have a lot to go over, so let's start with this. It's I Trust Capital, ladies and gentlemen. And did you know right now that you could win a VIP experience to USC game? It's unbelievable. Check this out. Take a look at this. Enter to win your VIP USC game day awaits. This is your chance. There's still time to win. Trip to Los Angeles, all expenses paid, VIP USC game day experience and more. Look, I got to go to this thing last year. It was remarkable. You're down on the field with these guys. It's for the entire game, by the way. It's a special catered area. There's incredible food. You're hanging out with the incredible I Trust family, and they are all remarkable to a person. I mean, the experience, bar none, is remarkable, let alone, obviously, iTrust is incredible themselves. And a quick note, iTrust is changing their custodian from Fortress to Fortis. They're two different companies, and they're doing that for better services on their end and yours, I would imagine. And, you know, and this happens, obviously, but Fortress, their current custodian, is looking to charge all of their iTrust customers $125 to move the custody for iTrust. This is unheard of, ladies and gentlemen. And all I could say is to let you know what kind of integrity iTrust is. They said that if that happens to you as a customer, they're going to cover the fee. That's class, that's integrity all the way around. And I think, you know, it's great that they're switching custodians if that's the kind of games Fortress wants to play, right? Let's get started with the news here, ladies and gentlemen. It's this. VeChain, VET now accepted at 100 million retailers worldwide, ladies and gentlemen. Obit on iOS. This is fantastic. Shout out to Sonny and the team over there. Yeah, based on partnerships between VeChain and Obit, VET can now be accessed on iOS, transacted over 100 million retailers globally. VeChain similarly partnered with Alchemy Pay, ACH, to make the native token accessible to more than 2 million stores worldwide. So, look, the adoption is happening, ladies and gentlemen. We're just legislation away. That's where we are, and I don't think that's very far. Speaking of which, Bernstein doesn't think so either. Bernstein predicts a Bitcoin price of $80,000 to $90,000 if Trump wins the presidential race, and it crashing to $30,000 or $40,000 if Harris is elected. Wow. We shall see. You know, but that is how they do it, right? They will do things to keep the economy propped up if Harris wins, and then they will let it fall to the floor like a house of cards that it really is if they lose. And that'll be the parting gift given to the incumbent, right? That's what we're talking about. And now, Monday. Not all Mondays are good, okay? All right, and I don't make them. I just report on them, right? So I didn't make the Monday. Don't kill the messenger. Right. Eleanor Tarrant says Senator Chuck Schumer sent a letter to his Senate colleagues where he mentions priorities for passing bipartisan legislation in the remaining months of Congress. Cryptocurrency legislation was not mentioned, but AI was. This despite his admittance in the Crypto for Harris town hall that crypto legislation was going to be a pressing priority. Boy, these people are they lying, or are we still dealing with the rope-a-dope? As Meta Lawman says here, Kamala Harris just posted her policy positions on her website, and there is no mention of digital assets, crypto, or blockchain technology anywhere. So, now we know. You know, whether it's Senator Chuck Schumer or whether we're talking about Harris's policies, they're liars, right? They're liars. And they have invoked many in this industry into backing them. And what do we see so far? Nothing. So, unless they plan to have one of these big ta-da moments, right? Ta-da! It's all a bunch of BS. So, adding to this, says Taylor Barr from the Digital Chamber, shout out to Taylor, no mention of crypto in Harris. New policy page on her campaign website. And here he has it right here where it should be. It's right here. Vice President Harris will continue to support American leadership in semiconductors, clean energy, AI, and other cutting-edge industries of the future. So if it's in there, it's in the cutting-edge industries of the future, right? I tell you, it's quite disturbing. It is quite disturbing, but this isn't. I'm getting super excited about the launch of the Real USD, and I've been super excited ever since they've announced it. I know Ripple's got to be excited. This is a massive moment, I believe. Ripple's Real USD stablecoin will launch exclusively for institutional investors, aiming to bridge traditional finance with decentralized finance. And this is important. Let's get to it. David Schwartz, the CTO, confirmed in a social media discussion yesterday that the conversation arose when an XRP community member suggested that the Real USD should be limited to large financial institutions to protect it from misuse in illegal activities such as money laundering. Schwartz agreed with that, indicating that the Real USD would probably remain unavailable to retail investors, at least initially. He compared it to USDC and USDT, which are also primarily accessible to institutions rather than individual buyers. You can't buy USDC from Circle or USDT from Tether directly. So Real USD will likely follow the same model, Schwartz explained. That's what we're dealing with. Focused on bridging traditional finance with DeFi, the Real USD stablecoin introduced earlier in April, currently undergoing trials on the XRP Ledger and Ethereum network. It is designed to act as a bridge between traditional and DeFi. The goal is to provide secure payment method, offer stable USD-backed asset that can enhance global transactions, mitigate risk. We know the rest of it. And you know it's supposed to be fully backed with short-term U.S. government bonds. Short-term U.S. government bonds. You know what? That is a hint right there that we understand what shape the U.S. dollar's in. We don't want long-term bonds. We want short-term. Just saying. And then there was the admission of this, the clarity of this, which we've known for years, but it is incredible because there's been so many people out here try to create the narrative that Ripple has failed. It's an old narrative to talk about working with the banks. You can't talk about 4 and 5 digit tokens and all of this business. It's only about one sector of the industry or people in the industry. It's like, you know, there's been so much nonsense created that's divisive. I actually see some of those two-faced people actually pivoting back towards Ripple now. Which is hilarious. But nonetheless, these people never moved. Who are we talking about? Japan's big 3 banks. They never moved. MUFG, SMBC, and Mizuho are involved with cross-border payments with Project Pax that aims to use stablecoins instead of correspondent banks, and you're going to love it. Yes, you are. You know, it goes down in here and it says, you know, meanwhile, they're using Progmat right here is a DLT-based tokenized network funded by MUFG. in which the other joint venture partners are alongside working with them on. There is a Progmat coin solution, which primarily used for trust-based stablecoins, which have ring-fenced assets. So that's interesting. It goes on to say, Progmat has been working with DataChain for some time on interoperability solutions to connect permission Progmat network that uses Corda enterprise blockchain. We know R3 sits on a massive amount of XRP of some amount. It was undisclosed how much, but they used to have a $5 billion pre-allocated option contract that these same people that said the Ripple narrative is old and the bank narrative is old said that pre-allocation didn't exist, and they were wrong about that too, right? I'm a flawed man. I do gloat. Yes. I am not above the I told you so moment, and they're all about to have a huge big bite of that pie. But that's okay. Those include Ethereum, Avalanche, Polygon, and Cosmos. Additionally, DataChain founded Toki, a cross-chain bridge that will run DeFi-style liquidity pools for exchanging different currency and blockchain and stablecoins. The interoperability there, right? But the part you want to know is, how come they didn't say Ripple? But they did. Progmat already has served several collaborations for stablecoin payments. Last year, MFUG and DRW Cumberland started exploring Japanese yen and USD stablecoins for institutions, which we'll hear Brad Garlinghouse talk about here in a second. This will involve Japanese wallet provider Jinko issuing the XJPY and XUSD stablecoins. It had also partnered with existing Japanese stablecoin JPYC and with Standage, a Japanese specialist in export settlement, stepping back. Other DLT initiatives are targeting cross-border payments. Of course, there is Ripple on-demand liquidity right here. Solution that uses XRP, an intermediary currency, and is used in remittance companies. So there it is. We know that there's JP Morgan, DPS Bank, Standard Chartered, and others involved as well. This is massive what's happening here. We know that 61 Japanese banks have formed a consortium to build that better platform based on Ripple's technology, according to Emi Yoshikawa. And we also know that Brad Garlinghouse predicts the rise of stablecoins and a Japanese yen stablecoin even. Take a listen to this first little minute here.
As compared to the United States, which has really been behind, certainly Japan and the UK and behind Switzerland. So a lot of countries are leading, and Japan has been in many ways one. That's not to say they haven't been conservative about the regulation, but I think that can be really healthy. As long as there's clear rules of the road, entrepreneurs will work within them.
So if you're imagining a stablecoin in Japan, what's the time frame?
Well, I think right now Ripple in particular is focused on let's get live with the US dollar stablecoin. Okay. But I think there will be, people will want to hold yen stablecoins, and I think that's only a matter of time. And I think the regulators here in Japan, again, about a year ago, passed some legislation around that. And there's some companies going through the licensing process right now to get live.
A lot.
Oh, so there you go. So there's some companies going through the process right now to get live. Then he bites his lip like, I didn't want to have to say that really, but that's what's happening. And that is hugely promising to me, ladies and gentlemen. I hope it hits you the same way it does me, because I won't forget this. Yeah, Yoshitaka Kitao, the CEO of SBI, the Donald Trump of Japan. Every bank in Japan will use Ripple's XRP by 2025. Well, it's September of 24. Okay. Yeah, I'm into it. Messaging standards like Swift can easily be integrated into Ripple as well. You can see it right here. It's all written right there. Look at it. Messaging standards like Swift can easily be integrated into Ripple as well. You see it right here at the base layer, right? The base layer, for God's sakes. It's unbelievable. What else do we need to see? It's all right here. The question is will the Harris team actually turn to try to salvage some voters before the election? Or are they just going to stick their guns and ride this thing out? Senator Chuck Schumer said one thing, but will he actually do it? Well, it's not looking good for the Harris team as far as the crypto issue goes. But, we're supposed to get this either way. So what's coming? All right. Well, you know what? It's time to go into the Freedom Zone, ladies and gentlemen, and you're going to want to go with us because I'm going to tell you what. If you've ever been concerned about censorship in your own life, if you're concerned about free speech, if you're concerned about how you would handle being approached directly by a government agency on free speech and censorship, I'm going to show you one of the best ways in the world to handle it right now, because it's a live example and it's remarkable how this person handled it. And you would be wise to see it for yourself. And this is a great group to be in nonetheless. I'm going to tell you, for next to nothing, you could join the Freedom Zone. You can also join the DPMG if you're into learning how to use XRP Ledger Automated Market Makers. And if you're interested in things like learning how to use trust for your family's benefit to protect, maintain your wealth and your assets, this is what we're doing. We're working on big boy stuff in here. It's adult time inside this group, and we have a blast doing it. And I couldn't tell you how grateful I am to be a member of this group, and I started the group. And that's not a sell. That's the truth. Link underneath the video to join us. If you join the DPMG, you get the Freedom Zone for free. Not financial advice from me or anyone else. We're going inside right now. Come on in.